everyone, it's Nicole McDormand again from New Beginnings Therapeutic Riding, and here to do another video. Keep in mind, if you watch all the videos, I will be making a quiz at the end of quarantine, and if you do the quiz and send a screenshot of your score at the end and send it in, you'll be entered to win a New Beginnings t-shirt. So today I want to talk about saddling and putting a saddle on a horse. This is Red. I meant to introduce him again. He's back. So we're going to start with this. We use two main saddles here at New Beginnings. We have an English saddle, and then over there behind him we have a Western saddle, and we'll look at those more in depth in a second. This is called a pad, and it's what goes on before you put the saddle on itself. All of our students are asked to put their own saddles on, even if they're wheelchair bound. We're all about abilities, and we're all about adapting to a person's ability and letting them be as independent as possible. So I'm going to put the pad on first. The English pads, the front of them has a little bit of a curve, and the back side that'll go towards the back is always straight. So if that shows you right there, I'm going to put it on, and you want to make sure to put the front of it right about where his withers are, which is where this big bump is on their neck. It's where their shoulder blades actually meet up, right up here at top. And so I'm going to put that pad on first, and then I'm going to take the saddle, which is a dressage saddle. It's got a nice long leg spot for your legs. It's got longer billets on it, and it really makes you sit down deep in your saddle. So I'm going to put it on him. There we go, nice and gently. And I'm going to take this pad, and I'm actually going to pull it up a little bit up into the gullet, or this cutout part of the saddle, and that's going to alleviate any pressure right here on his withers. So after I've done that with the English saddle, they have girths that you attach to. These are called the billets. I'm going to lift it up. Here's the billets. We're going to stick it on here. We're going to do one. I'm going to make it nice and loose. I don't like getting my saddles tight when I first put it on the horse, because then they tend to get used to having somebody cinch down that saddle real tight every time when you start, and they start getting what's called cinchy or girth sour. I'm going to go around to the other side and buckle it. Walk around him. Right there. Put that in. Okay, and I'm just buckling it just like so, just like it was on the other side. And boom. Okay, so this is an English type saddle with an English pad and our girth on, and so the saddle is on. It's loose still, but our instructors here at New Beginnings check the girths a lot. So they'll check it before the student gets on, they'll check it after the student gets on, and then 2 more times during the lesson. And we kind of try to tighten it up in stages so the horse can get warmed up before we just cinch down on him real hard. Keeps a happier horse. So there's the English saddle. I'm going to take it off now. Walk back around Mr. Red. Take this girth off. I'm going to take the saddle off, lift it all up, pull it up and off it puts back. And there we go. So English saddles are pretty simple to put on. There's no knots, there's no long latigo or anything, which is what we're going to go into on the Western saddle right now. So if we come over here, we've got our Western saddle. You see the pad is much bigger. So on some Western pads, they've got an actual cutout for those withers. Or they'll have like a leather piece right over top to let you know which side's the front and which side's the back. We're going to put that on first. I'm going to come up to Mr. Red. I'm going to place it on him, slide it back. I want to make sure that the pad doesn't really come past this area right here, which is called the flank. I'll do a video on body parts. That's coming. Not yet, all right? So this is the flank right here. So we want to make sure the pad doesn't come past that, because then it starts rubbing back here, and it'll actually leave like little stress scars on them. And then here's the saddle, which the Western saddle is a little bigger. It's a little bulkier, typically heavier than the English saddles. We've got a girth still, and we've got what's called a latigo, which is this beautiful piece of leather right here. So at New Beginnings, we have all of our students actually tie a knot instead of using the buckle, and mainly that is for dexterity and working on fine motor skills. So I'm going to lower that down. I'm going to going to go around the other side and unlatch this. Go. Boy. Okay. All right, get my stirrup out of the way. So here we go. We've got the Latigo, and the way that it's wrapped right now makes it really simple for us to be able to pull it out and be ready to go. I'm going to take it and loop it down through my girth. Some people call it a cinch. You can call it either one. All right, and then back up to the top. We're going to actually make the Latigo knot. Okay, I'm going to loop it around one more time so we don't have a whole bunch of extra leather laying around. Okay, and this is where we're going to tie the knot. Most, if not all, Western girths or cinches now have buckles on it, and typically your Latigo will have holes in it. But like I said earlier, we like having all of our students tie the knot. It works on their dexterity and those fine motor skills, which are really important in life. So we started the knot right here. We've done down to the left. We're going to come around the front, up from the right, and now we've made like a little hole. We're going to pull it down through the hole just like that. And again, my saddle is not super tight, but it just needs to stay on until the instructor gets the student to the mounting block. And that is how you saddle the horse. Talking about the differences between the two, the Western saddle, again, has more leather to it. It's got a bigger front and a bigger back. This actually helps secure students a little bit more. If I had a student that had looser muscles, I would put them typically in this. If they have balance issues and they need more support around them, this would be a better fit for them. If I have a student with really tight muscles, what I'm going to put them in more than likely is either a bareback pad where they have no saddle at all, or I can put them in an English saddle, which you can see there's a lot less for their legs to have to go around when they get on the horse. They can sit closer to the horse. They still have some support, but it's not as hard for those muscles to get out and around. So that's just a little background into it and why I would pick a certain saddle for a certain student. That's all I wanted to go into today. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and be looking out for the next video.